You are listening to Arts on the Air, a bi-weekly-ish interview show dedicated to Savannah, Georgia's artists, musicians, and authors.
Mommy!
What?
Cheese.
Cheers. Each episode will feature a guest in conversation about their philosophy, practice, and current projects, as well as their thoughts on the state of the arts in our community. Our theme music is a clip by Jose Ray, made specifically for our show. Hello, this is Kate Stanton Melendez, and this week I had the pleasure of sitting down with Kristen Baird, the founder and designer of Kristen Baird Jewelry, an award-winning fine jewelry brand based here in Savannah since 2015. That's right, Ivy. If you haven't finished your holiday shopping yet, consider this a huge hint.
Rob Hessler and David Laughlin used to do this show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in a radio station,
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of David's entry things are, who are you and how did you get in here? So who are you and how did I get in here?
There you go. Okay, well, I'm Kristen Baird, and I'm a jewelry designer here in Savannah. I came here for SCAD back in 2007. And I just fell in love with the city and never left. So that's how I got here, and that's how you got here. Through this roundabout thing that Savannah tends to do to people, actually. Kind of like sucks them in and keeps them. But yeah, so I came here back in 2007 for undeclared, as an undeclared major, and I eventually ended up going into interior design and architecture, double major. Yep.
Really?
Which is crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So I did that for 3 years. So I was a junior, almost rising senior at that point. And SCAD gives lots of electives. So I had a couple to do. So I tried fibers, which was beautiful, but not quite for me. But I was like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, good. And then I tried jewelry. And literally the first day I walked in the building for the first class, I like smelled it and saw the tools. I was like, uh-oh, this is going to be like a problem. And I called my parents after that first class and I said, so I think I found like the exact thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. And I called and I was like, what do we need to do? Because I almost had a minor at that point in interior design and architecture and was like pretty deep in. And they were like, you know what? We figure out what you got to do to switch your major. And I did. So that's how I fell into jewelry. And
Your poor mom.
To be honest, I was good with the architecture and interior design, but it was not what I loved. It was not a passion. Like I could do it. I did great projects and I did stuff for the department and they were going through accreditation at the time. And they used some of my projects, which was great. But it was not something that I could see myself doing every single day. And then I've always been entrepreneurial. And when I saw the jewelry, I was like, now this I can do for myself in my own business every single day. And here we are.
What was it about like the classroom? Was it something special?
It's just when you walk into FOM, which is FOM Hall, it's still over off the river. When you walk in, you just see all these torches and tools and machinery and it just has a distinctive smell. It just smells, I don't know, jewelry just has a smell. It's like torches and fire kind of combined. So it's got like kind of I don't know, it's a thing. It's a thing though. Anytime I walk into anywhere that's a jewelry place, you can smell it. So it's just this whole combination. It's very cozy and it's usually pretty warm because the torches are always going. So it's just a very cozy environment to me. And I love it. So yeah, that's how I ended up switching my major that quarter. And some of my classes transferred, which was great, which I appreciated. Some of them didn't. I have a whole background of architectural history knowledge that I pretty much dumped at this point. And we're replacing it with gemstone knowledge, but that's okay. And so I ended up staying one extra year at SCAD because of that.
Reasonable. That's pretty good, actually.
I think it was maybe 2 extra quarters or something like that. It wasn't much. And I got my degree in jewelry. So
very cool.
Yeah. So then, pretty much after that, I graduated and I went straight into business.
For yourself?
Yes, which is a pretty big jump.
Brave.
I worked part-time for SCAD. I worked part-time at Lululemon. They were just starting out here in their showroom. So I was doing that. I was like pet sitting and side hustling and like I don't even know at that point. So I did that for about 3 years. And then in 2015, I went full-time jewelry. Only jewelry.
So cool.
So the transition period was a pretty long one, but I work with a lot of kids. I say kids, mentor people. And I'm like, give yourself time. If you try to do it fast, it's a lot harder. Just give yourself like a lead in. And then when it becomes more expensive to work for somebody else than to work for yourself, because you're making more money for yourself, but you're spending your time on somebody else, that's when you flip. And that's what I did. So
3 years is actually really low. You did great.
It was pretty quick. I mean, just working, building connections and all of that kind of stuff. So
that's so nice and speaks to how good you are at what you do. I mean, 3 years, there are so many artists that still have like part-time side hustles. And that's crazy. Good for you.
It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it.
So how did you design your first collection?
So my first collection, funny enough, I had very broad. I would do anything for anybody at that point, but I was trying to just pay the bills. So I didn't really have distinct Kristen Baird style. And in 2016, I applied for the Halstead grant, which is a jewelry industry grant. It's a business plan. It was a semi like business plan and collection grant. So they judge your business plan, they judge your collections. And it's a cash prize, which is great. So I applied for that. It was very intensive. They ask a lot of questions. I highly recommend it if you're in jewelry to look at it. But I applied for it and I came in top 5.
Cool.
And their biggest feedback was, you have a great plan, but your collections are kind of all over the place. You look more like a jewelry store that does everything for everybody. And if you want to do that, fine. But if you want to be your own like artist self, you have to tighten up your collections. And I got that feedback and I was like, oh, okay, here we are. So then I applied the next year, which was my last year of eligibility. And I won the grant.
Cool.
I had a whole collection. That was when my Ripple collection, my like signature Ripley wavy gemstones, mixed metals. That's when that came out. It was in between 2016 and 2017.
Very cool.
So it's kind of crazy how that forced me to like that first grant year, the feedback forced me to really step back and say, okay, they're right. Like they know what they're doing. And they split it so easily into like, you can either be a jewelry store or you can be an artist. Pick one. Don't try to do both. So then I went towards the artist side and here we are. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So when I first met you in 2018, the collection was already like very solid. I mean, is it still like your biggest sellers, all the sterling silver Ripple rings?
So the Ripple rings are my biggest sellers across the board.
Sure.
In general. Now I do some in gold as well, variations, and those are also doing very well. Rings are kind of my thing. But now I have a lot of supporting pieces. So I think it was in I'm going to get all this wrong probably, but like 2018, by then, I had the Celestial collection, which was some of the more linear pieces, which draws back to my interior design. That was my pullback to like kind of some of the geometric, a little nod to that. A little bit cleaner and more petite pieces. 2018, I went to SCAD, the Atelier in France.
The Lacoste program?
Yep, the Lacoste programs. So they reached out and said, we think you'd be a great candidate. And so in 2018, I went to France, and that's where the Bonjour Belle collection came out.
Those little
florals, all the florals. Yep, all the florals. Again, a little bit of geometry and florals together, good mixture. And then I didn't really do much changing from there. I was adding pieces to the different collections, to the Ripple collection, to the other parts. But through 2020, I really didn't. Well, I had babies back to back. So I had a baby in 2019 and then in 2021. So the collection stayed pretty standard there. And then in 2022, the Graceful Glimmer collection came out, which introduced very petite and sweet pieces in both silver and gold, some platinum as well, and kind of my finer, like higher end parts and pieces. So I was testing the gold up until then through the various collections, but that's where I really brought it out. Was in 2022.
Yeah, before then it was just like little components. Beads?
Like little granules on things. I call them granules. They're like little doodads and whatnots, or, little connections here and there were in gold, but then 2022 is where I really brought that forward to its own thing, which has been very successful. So.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, I love it.
There's a ring in the background being resized for me as we speak.
Yes, that's the little tinkering in the background. We are resizing her, which that's kind of one of those hybrids. It's a little ripple, but it's actually more of the graceful glimmer style. So it's that like petite and sweet bands with the little stones. Yours is diamonds. So yeah, I love it.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to buy diamonds for yourself, but
Nah.
to heck with that.
Rules are made to be broken.
What's your most popular stone? Teach us something about gemstones.
Ooh, gemstones. I love gemstones. Blues are the most popular thing I sell. Any kind of blues. Blue topaz, blue sapphire, blues. Just all the blues.
Really?
Mm-hmm, blues. Yep. There's a joke like, whatever it is, put blue on it and it will sell. High polish it and put blue on it, it'll sell.
Really?
It's a joke, but it's kind of true. I mean, blues are my biggest sellers. Behind blues, it's a tie between amethyst and citrine. And then beyond that, I mean, I do a lot in diamonds as well. And then some specialty stones. Tourmaline is very popular. People like pink tourmaline and people like green tourmaline. So both of that works. On the film for,
we were talking about stones.
Yes.
So, okay, I think the citrine is up there on your list of popularity because it's so good with the mixing metal.
The mixing.
As somebody that's a gold gal, like silver makes me look washed out.
But with the citrine.
With the citrine on your hands,
yes,
all of a sudden you can mix it with all your other pieces and it looks beautiful.
I agree. Yeah, I do a lot in citrine. And actually pearl, too. Pearl is another one. My pearl collection does very well as well. So, yeah, I love gemstones. I love the specialty ones. I love just I love color. Color is fun. So if I can add color to anything, I will. Pretty much. So yeah, gemstones are great. And I work with stones from all around the world too, which I think is pretty cool.
How do you find them?
So back in the day, you used to have to go to the gemstone shows, which the Tucson show, or there's a big show in Hong Kong, like an international show, or you go to kind of regional ones like in Franklin, North Carolina, or in Atlanta. Now you can find stones through vendors online and through Instagram. For a long, long time, I followed this one dealer on Instagram and just really watched because I want to really know what's legit, what's real here. And I followed him for maybe 3 or 4 years. And then I finally bought one little thing and then another little thing. And now I buy a whole bunch of stuff from him. And he's a small business guy too. So it's kind of cool because you can really weed out and find some really good, almost direct to mine, connections. So he gets the rough and he cuts it, and he's got a small family business, and his cousin works for him. Just things like that. You really get into getting to know people who are around the world, which I think is kind of cool. And it's all through Instagram and WhatsApp, and just using technology, or the latest technology, to be able to communicate with people directly in other countries. So,
that's cool. So is this your busiest time of year?
Yes. Yep, September through December is definitely the busiest. Actually, this year in general has been just very busy all the way through, which is nice. But yeah, we are in the middle of the chaos right now that we always plan for, and then it's always a little bit more than we planned for, which I'm so grateful for. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good place to be. But we are in order, shipping, packing, sending, restocks for our galleries, trying to stay ahead of the curve. For those last minute Christmas shoppers, which we know they'll be coming out in about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. So, me included.
Yeah. So we love our last minute people, but we try to be prepared ahead of time for them so that when they come, there's my usuals that I know are going to kind of hit me up last minute, which is fine. I kind of know what they like and I have it semi-ready just in case. So yes, part of being a business owner, part of having a jewelry business that is slightly concierge, I guess you could say. I'll be sending out some text messages oh, so-and-so has been looking at this for a while. Think about it. That's kind of fun for me. So I enjoy those personal touches in the business.
That's very nice. How do I get my husband signed up on this concierge
list? All you got to do for anybody out there, you give me your wish list and you give me your person's phone number or email or both, and then I just take care of the rest. I'm the best friend. I'm just that person.
Well, everybody's out of time for custom orders, but I've seen some beautiful things come out of your studio. With custom. Yes,
that is a big one for us, and we kind of work those projects, especially in off season, which is great, which gives me more time to really think about them. But we're doing custom all year long, truly, at this point. It's a lot of fun. It's a way for me to work one-on-one with customers. I say, as long as you like my style and what you see, we can customize just about anything. So it took me a long time as an artist to really figure out how to translate that to people, that, you know, I'm not going to take somebody's Pinterest picture and copy it. I'm not going to replicate some other designer's work, because a lot of times that's what gets asked of me. It's a thing. Weird. Like, can you do this Pinterest ring that I saw, but can you either do it better or for cheaper? And I'm like, that's not what I do. That's not my game. But I've gotten really good at standing up for myself and saying, actually, I can do anything for you. If you like my style and what you see, we can tailor it to you. So that's been a really good figuring out process for me. It took a while to figure that out.
It's so cool to watch you on like Instagram and like Facebook, or, you know, social media, whatever, where you're taking somebody's like heirloom pieces and like melting them down and reusing the stones. Like, what a neat birthday gift, because, you know, the holidays are too close.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a cool thing to keep in mind for all year round.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one of our biggest things that we do outside of the production that, you know, sells directly, is doing those heirloom redesigns, taking kind of your old jewelry box makeover, whether you've got parts and pieces or like a missing earring, but you still have one that's in gold with a stone, but we can use it and do it into something new. That keeps everything flowing very well. And we can come up with some pretty cool stuff, like very meaningful pieces that have like sentimentality to the stones or the metal, and just in general, like reusing is a lot of fun. So it pushes the boundaries a lot of times of what I can do.
And it must be so much fun as an artist to like flex those little muscles a couple times a year while like staying true to your main collection.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it actually, the cool part with the custom or commissioned pieces is it gives me like very specific storyline that I can share on social media, and people love that. So, you know, this was from so-and-so, and then we did this, and I can really walk people through the process on those pieces. And so people tend to gravitate towards them as social media content in general. But oftentimes on my commission pieces, I also try new elements that I've been wanting to try. And a lot of times those pieces will kind of spark new things within my own collection. So it's a interesting ebb and flow how those things will work their way into my collections, or vice versa. Like, I'll try collection parts on them, etc. So it's a lot of fun. It keeps it creative while keeping things like rolling along too. So
as we get closer and closer to Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's, birthdays, whatever is coming up in your world, I mean, how do we support you? You're too big for festivals. There's no way we're seeing you in any like fair. So your work is constantly at Gallery 209 here in Savannah. Yep. Where else? Are you still in like a Shop SCAD?
Shop SCAD, yep. Okay. They carry it as well. I don't always know, because they buy directly and then they do with how they want to do. But I don't always know how much they have, but they usually do always have something. And then also through the Grand Bohemian Galleries, which are, let's see, Charleston, Asheville, Greenville, South Carolina, Mountain Brook, and there's another one that I'm forgetting. Maybe
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine. There you go. Yes. So I'm like, hold on, I'm forgetting one of them. Through those galleries, I also have a really great gallery called Jewelry up in Mooresville, North Carolina.
Whoa.
Really cute. Jackie has a beautiful store. She's also a small business, family business, and she has great art. So if you're up in Mooresville, North Carolina, definitely go check her out. And then a couple others throughout. Hidden Gem, which is in Franklin, North Carolina, and Jeweler's Workbench, which is in Waynesville, North Carolina. So,
and your website directly.
And my website. Yes. Yep, my website, social media, pretty much anywhere. So, yeah.
That's so weird. So my parents just moved to Mooresville, North Carolina.
No way. It's a beautiful area.
Like a couple months ago. Yep. So I have not actually been in there yet, but you're the second person this week.
You have to go.
That has like Granbo crossovers that is also in that one. So that'll be on my Thanksgiving list.
It should be on your list. Jackie's wonderful. The little downtown area is so cute. Like, and there's a great playground, by the way.
Oh.
Because all I look for these days is like, all right, Cute shops, good food, great playground. That's where we're going.
Is there anything else? Like,
I mean, they have a great pumpkin patch in the fall up there.
oh no, I meant like to life.
Oh, to life, yes.
And, like all I want is snacks, arts,
food,
shopping's, playgrounds.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's my qualifications list now. It's like, all right, good. So yeah, Mooresville's great, wonderful up there.
All right, so fun facts for like jewelry.
Ooh,
oh no, I mean if it's weird, I can cut it, right? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
What should people know about like jewelry or like jewelry design that maybe they don't?
I would say just the amount of work that goes into actually handcrafting fine quality of jewelry. It takes a lot of time, skills, tools. It's not, a lot of times people are like, oh, cute, you make jewelry. But there's really so much technical aspects that go into it that I think I try to show a little bit of that on the social media to let people know, like, it is very lovingly handcrafted in a very slow way. We've gotten a lot faster over time, but we don't ever sacrifice the quality. So there's that kind of balance and tug. But I think that's one of the biggest interesting parts to me. I geek out over the tools and the machinery and the processes.
Well, you're not using ring pours, are you?
Well, how so? What do you mean?
Well, so when your stuff,
like we're forming them and we're like from the base doing everything.
Yeah, that's cool. In my head, I think I see like pouring molten silver into like a little ring and then like smoothing it out, but that's kind of not your jam, right?
Well, so we use a process off of that, kind of. It's a casting process. So there is some parts of everything is cast, some are not. It's just different methods, but we will do some lost wax casting.
Cool.
Not in-house, not here. But that takes place up in New York City. For some of it, but then some of it is all hand fab too. So there's like multiple, I kind of do like multiple avenues to get one piece so that it's a little bit harder to knock off actually.
Really?
Yeah. I've had a couple instances of things that people have sent me like, this looks really a lot like yours. I'm like, So the more that I can make it unique to myself and use different methods and different things, the better I find that it works for me as well. So
that's very cool.
It's super interesting.
Oh, do you have to copyright stuff?
So I copyrighted my brand, but designs are too difficult to copyright because I have so many. It's too much in the weeds.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but if I make it complex enough to make, then you'd have to be a pretty like skilled craftsperson to do it. And I'm like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, if it's like super hard to do and then they copy it, then they just kind of suck because like they had all the skills and could have done.
You could have done your own. You could have done your own. Exactly. So I kind of have given up on that at this point. But my designs keep changing a little bit at a time. I do iterations, so nothing's ever exactly the same.
What's your favorite
collection?
I mean, what do you wear like every day of yours?
I always wear of course I don't have anything on right now. But I always wear my stacking bangles and bracelets. I like a good wrist stack. I usually do a stack with my engagement ring, which I also made. Back in the day, I made my own engagement ring and wedding band. There's a whole story. And then I'll usually do a couple other stacks. I like a pointer finger stack. So I'll usually do something there. And then earrings. And usually I just do one. I need to change this, but I do one necklace. That's my son's birthstone, but now I have two sons, so I should probably like update that a little bit. I should probably include him as well. In the works. The jeweler never has the jewelry. Like it's like the cobbler never has shoes kind of thing.
I like seeing you at shows because you're wearing all of the components.
Yes.
That idea of like remove one item before you leave the house is not you at all.
Not me at all. No, I wear it all. I go all out when I go out, and then in the studio I never wear anything, which is that's just the give and take of it.
Yeah, why would you? You're gonna like snag something, you're gonna like What's the hardest process you do here in the studio?
The most complicated, maybe? Sure. I mean, the stone setting is the most technically probably complicated. Just like when we get into the really small stones and a lot of stones and those types of things, those take a lot of refining to get efficient at it. I would say, but then some of our builds, I would say our custom builds where we're like bringing a lot of components together to make something, those could be pretty complex too. So it's a combination of building and reusing parts and pieces and metals and whatever. There's a lot of elements. So yeah, it kind of depends. My custom builds are the most complex though.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so many elements. I mean, I just finished. I can't really talk too much about this because this will probably be coming out in January. But I can talk a little bit. I can give you a little sneak peek. I just finished a pair of earrings for a pretty high profile situation. And they had, I think, 7 different layers of things happening between like the stone, a main piece, a secondary piece, a 2-tone piece, 6 different stones on each earring.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, I think there was 14 stones total throughout them. Yeah. But then they were also 2-tone. So they had silver, they had yellow gold, they had multiple dangles and parts. So I'm kind of excited about this one, but it took a lot of planning because I used CAD, I used hand fab. There was 2 different types of stone setting going on, 2 different types of stone settings also. So like a basket setting and then other like.
What's the difference?
So there's like basket settings. So that's going to be like your raised prongs.
Okay.
And then there's like cabochon setting. I didn't use that in these, but cabochon where it has the, or like a bezel setting where it has a lip all the way
Like
around.
that? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then there's like flush setting and pave setting. So there's a lot of different methods, but these had 2 basket sets, and then which were big, and then a bunch of little like micro sets. So yeah. Anyway, there's a lot that goes into those. My brain will like, I don't know how, but it just does. My brain will like go through the layers and like think about it, and I'll wake up in the middle of the night. When I have a really complex project, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, wait, that's how I can solve that.
Well, that's the architecture.
It is. It really is. I think that's where the architecture and interior design comes down to the plans and how I can like plan things out. Like this needs to happen first. This needs to happen second. Got to get this on here. It just like goes all the way down. Like the schematics. Basically the schematics. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see a new collection coming out anytime soon, or are the like hits just so popular that expanding doesn't make any sense?
Yeah, I don't think we'll have a new collection. It's more of new pieces for each collection.
Oh, that's
so
fair.
like expansions on the collections. I feel like it's not that they're tapped out because there's always something new, but like my style, those 4 or 5, I think it's 5 collections right now, just do really well. And so I'm always adding things, but I don't know that there's gonna be a new collection for a while. But there's gonna be more gold coming through all of them. And some redesigns. I'm redesigning some things to make them more efficient for production for us to make, and to make them more streamlined, I guess you could say. So some of the statement or some of the, I guess, originals that have been really well received, we're just streamlining them a little bit more, which is part of having a studio. You're always like iteration. So yeah,
That's cool.
kind of vague, but that's what's going on. Yeah. That's what's in the works. There's some new pieces that are boggling around in my mind, but they all fall in one of the collection or another, which is cool. Ooh, gold with pearls.
Yay!
Yes.
Yeah, I want those. I'm a June birthday, and pearl is.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's an easy one for me to buy.
Yes, the 18 karat gold with the pearls is like real good, and we're adding more and more of those as we go. So there's like the little teeny. There's 3 sizes of pearl necklaces now, which are really cute. There's studs. There's some 2-tone. So there's always something new coming.
All right, so 14, 18, 20, 22.
Mm-hmm.
What is full, like, pure gold? 24?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's squishy, right?
It's pretty soft. Yeah, it's very soft.
So we're using 18.
I prefer 18. For color, it's like a really buttery, beautiful color. And for just workability in the studio, like the actual crafting, I love 18. 18 is pretty standard for European countries. India, you'll have your 22 and 23. That's like your kind of traditional Indian jewelry. And then in the States, we have more like 14 and 10. But
You
I
see
don't.
a lot of
I don't-
14. It gets
I don't
too
love
silver.
It's
I'm
too.
not a fan.
I don't like the color. I don't like how it works. Typically, like
Is that just too hard to mold?
it's
Is
not
like
really
18
hard.
a sweet spot?
It's kind of just like 14 white gold is kind of brittle.
Oh.
To work with. 14 rose as well. 14 yellow is okay. It's just more springy. I just don't love it. 18 is like working with butter. It's just beautiful. I have a complete bias on that. That's okay.
Well, I mean, so like 22 and 23, especially with like earrings,
Mm-hmm.
you end up
It can get twisty.
I end up like squishing them, and then to try to straighten them back out, like I could never figure out.
I feel like 18 is a really good, for me, that's where I've kind of fallen, and I love platinum too. Platinum's beautiful to work with. So I work for 18 karat yellow, 18 rose. Occasionally I'll do 18 white, and then platinum. I would prefer to not do white and just go straight to platinum, but that's just me.
Yeah, I feel like at a certain point, why would you not just
do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Platinum feels good too. It's like heavy and nice. So yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, that's my materials that I like to work in. Every once in a while I'll do some different, but that's pretty much the run of it.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
You made your own engagement ring?
I did.
What?
Yes. So I went to part of my training after SCAD in 2014. I went to New Approach School for Jewelers up in Nashville, Tennessee.
Cool.
Great school. The founder, Blaine, he formerly trained the stone setters for Tiffany & Company, and he like set up their mass manufacturing plants and things. He's a jewelry industry like wizard master. Anyway, he started his own school, and I went to his school when it was in Virginia Beach back in 2011, like right when I was still at SCAD, for like a 1 week thing. And I told him, I was like, I will be back for your 3-month course. I will. And so in that time, he moved to Nashville, his family and everything, and relocated the school. I finished SCAD, and I called him up one day before 2014 and was like, so I want to come. And he's like, is this Kristen? I was like, yes, and I want to come. And I'm coming for the 3 month. He was like, come on. So I went there for 3 months of training. While I was there, that's where I learned a lot of my like diamond setting, kind of higher end processes, more refined processes. I owe him a lot for his amazing training. And it was a great class. I met like one of my best friends there. We're still friends to this day, Angela. So anyhow, while I was there, he had a stone cutter come that cuts out of Nashville, has his own business. He had this beautiful spinel, which is a really cool stone. And it's like a color changing stone. So like under inside light versus outside light, it kind of goes tealy to bluey to purple. It's natural to the stone. So it's very cool. And he had this stone. I was like, all right, I'm buying that stone because if I ever get married, that's the stone I want in my ring. So I bought it for myself.
That's cool.
And then when I got back, Drew proposed without a ring. And I was like, great, I already bought the stone. Which is so classic. Like that's something that would totally happen with me anyway. Like that's just me. So yeah, I had the stone, and then I think I finished my engagement ring, his wedding band, and my wedding band like 2 days before the wedding, because that's also classic for me. Like finish everybody else's stuff, and then I'm like, shoot, I'm getting married in 2 days. I gotta finish this.
I think that's perfect though, because there's too much pressure on Drew to like pick out. How do you pick out jewelry for a jewelry designer?
Correct.
So he probably like the Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, like birthday gifts. Like he's not buying jewelry at all. No, because he can't.
Nope, never. So, which is fine. Our joke was that like he paid for the materials. I was like, actually, I paid for that too, but that's fine. He's very handy around with everything else. So I'm like, we just kind of trade off. It's good. It works.
What do you see in jewelry design right now that you like love? Is there something that somebody else is doing that you're trying to like find a way to incorporate into your own work?
Just color in general. People are going more towards including color in their engagement rings, and their wedding, like color with everything. I just love color. Big Jimmy color. I personally like lab-grown stones.
I do too.
I've enjoyed working with lab-grown diamonds, lab-grown, some of them, sapphires, emeralds, rubies, those types of things. I think it's great. It makes it affordable for people. It makes it so I can get what I need. Don't get me wrong. I love a natural stone, and I will do that all day long. But I think that it just adds something to the market that makes it affordable too and workable. So I'm a big fan. A lot of traditional jewelry stores are not, but I am. So,
I mean, maybe not in my engagement ring, but like, we don't need blood diamonds. Like, no more blood diamonds. We don't need any more of that. No human suffering is required for the pretty things. Can we just grow them? I like growing them out of ashes too.
Oh, I've seen that.
That's super expensive though.
Yeah.
I looked into that one, and that one's rough because they have to
It's one of a kind to your, and they have to keep the batches separate. Yeah.
Everything's isolated, and it's like potentially, full year before you can get your stone out. So that one's like more expensive
but it's interesting.
than natural.
It's interesting. It's cool. I mean, there's so many things, these days. So definitely love that. And in general, I feel like people are paying more attention to small and independent designers these days, which I can definitely appreciate on my end. I think that's a good trend that's happening right now. People want to know where their things are coming from, who's making them. They want to support local or small business. It's not always local, because I have a lot of out-of-town customers who will work with me. So, but just I think with social media and with just the different things, we just have more availability to reach people further that find our things because it's what they're looking for. So finding the right person to do the thing across all kinds of art, though.
Yeah, once you're obsessed with you, you're obsessed with you. Exactly. I love your stuff. And there's tons of people that come back for your stuff just year after year working in our galleries. I mean, I saw it all the time. We got one color cuff last year, so let's get a different color gemstone in our stack this year. And it was all the time.
Building over time. So I think that's what's kind of cool is like the people that buy or invest in and buy my work, over time, they build up their collections, and then sometimes they go from like entry point silver to like gold, and then they'll go to the commission. So we've got a really great, some people come in with the commissions and then start buying the other things. So it's an interesting, for the business side of it, it's an interesting balance and a nice way that, people can pretty much shop my collections at any point. You just enter where you want to and find what works for you.
I love that. Is there something you're seeing that's like trending right now that you hate?
No? That's a good question. I mean, this is not really trending for jewelry specifically, but Amazon Prime is kind of killing me because people expect, my clients, not necessarily, but people expect things to like, I click ship and it's there the next day. And so we've done a lot of work around the website and around social media to really remind people that these things are handcrafted and they don't just, so I think that's just, I think maybe that's more of just a society thing that I can't stand. I mean, also I love Amazon Prime for like, toilet paper or whatever, things that we need quick tomorrow, whatever. But
those laundry pods, that's great. But my fine jewelry, no.
Yes, so it's all in what you look at. But yeah, I think that a lot of our messaging revolves around like the process and how it takes time, and that's to offset some of the Amazon messaging of like, get it now, hot and ready, So
it's not what you want in fine jewelry or art in general.
Yeah, no rushed. So
who are your favorite jewelry designers?
Well, I don't know. I like a lot of different genres and whatnot, but I personally, what I love is seeing estate and vintage pieces and just looking at the craft. Like I have my microscope that goes up to 30 power, so you can see things times 30, which is great. I love it when somebody comes in, I'm like, let me see that under the scope, because I like to look at the older pieces and how they were made and how they've worn over time. I think that's super interesting from my standpoint. So, I mean, I love other jewelry designers' work, but I like the craft of like the really older pieces too. I think that's interesting. One designer that I'm particularly interested in now, I've followed her for a long time, is Kindred. Her last name now, I'm gonna say it wrong, but she's the founder or the one that just did Taylor Swift's ring. So that's been a big deal. I followed her for a long time. She's very similar in that she handcrafts everything. She's an engraver, so she's very good at engraving. But when that all broke with Taylor Swift's ring, it was like a huge deal. And I was like, wait, that's her work. Like, I know whose work this is. And sure enough, it was hers, and she's blown up since then. So I think it's fun. I like to watch that from like a business side of like, you go girl, like get it, she's doing the right things. So I think that's kind of cool. But there's always, I look at like all the different designery things just to see. So kind of vague on that response, but I kind of look at a lot of everything, take it all in, but I don't really have a favorite designer, I guess you could say. It's more just watching different people and what they do.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, there's a few. I mean, then I've got some friends that are also jewelry designers, so we talk shop, and there's a lot.
It's kind of like with, every other form of art. There's like a community, and once you get your couple friends and
Yep. So that's
learn from each other.
Yeah, learn from each other and like, have you done this? What do you think about that? So that's kind of fun too.
Is there like a jewelry designer text chat where you like problem solve?
I have done that for sure. Yeah. I've got it. So my new approach training, I've got some people who either went there, so we kind of speak the same language. Maybe we weren't there at the same time, but we kind of speak the same language because we both went there. Or like with SCAD, there's some alum that we kind of speak the same language because we went through the same program, even at different times. I think that that's kind of cool because I've got those people throughout. And just in general, I like talking with other business owners, even if it's across different areas, other artists, a lot through Grand Bohemia, and I've just stayed in touch with over time, which I think is fun to kind of mingle throughout, not just jewelry, like throughout art in general or business in general. Right. So that's how I keep a lot of my, jewelry is a very kind of solitude thing. Like you're kind of by yourself a lot, but that's how I keep different connections going.
Now, do you sell mostly through art galleries, mostly through your website, mostly through, what's your breakdown? Do you know?
It's a combo. Art galleries are the thing that are always going like 365 days-ish. 365 days a year. And I'm constantly working with my art gallery partners, which is great. My website is really good, especially around the holidays. People more with my site though, and I tell them this on the site. It's like, find what you like, but reach out because I have so much more than what is represented on the website. True. And I can do so much more. So the website is more of a shoppable portfolio, but it's not everything. So a lot of times people will start there, but end up working directly, through phone calls and emails or whatever to do whatever their thing is. And then my commission side is another part. So it's mainly galleries, direct to customer, and commissions. Occasionally I'll do like the Isle of Hope Art Festival. I did do that. That's my one local show. That's the only one that I do. I have one up in Hilton Head that I do, the Honeyhorn Art Fair, which is a really nice one as well.
When is that?
That's in April.
Okay.
Yep. So it's beautiful. It's outside. It's very easy, very, clean and easy. Good. They run it really well. So I like that. But I don't do a ton of like markets and things like that.
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I used to, and now it's just not as good of a fit for me right now. So
I'd just be too nervous bringing all of that material. Like,
there's a lot
so much money. You're just gonna like walk $100,000 into a fairgrounds. I don't think so, ma'am.
Yeah. So there's a lot of elements that go into it that I have to think about. But yeah. So, but then I do personal shopping. I've started doing private pop-ups. So going to somebody's house and they invite their friends. That has been really fun. I love that model of it because it's the person that is connected to me that invites me. They curate their list based on who they know would appreciate what I have.
Well, and it feels so much safer.
Yeah, it's really nice. I just had one last Thursday and it was great. And then I had one a couple weeks ago. So those are really fun. I want to get into that more.
I love that.
It's nice. So it's like the high-end Tupperware party, essentially.
Well, the one that I went to, like,
yeah.
That one was, that was very cool.
Yeah, so it's just something different. It's a different way to shop. It's different. It's just a different feel. Mm-hmm. But I really, really like that model. And we're looking to do that kind of in more areas. Basically letting people who are fans of my work, who support me, letting them push it out to their friends.
Well, and when I look at your work, I think what I have in mind is never what I actually leave with. Because every stone is different and every setting is so different. So, like, coming to the last one, I'm thinking, I'm going to leave with something pearl. No, I did not.
And then you're like, oh, wait. But in person, it's so different when you can touch and feel and see.
Yep. So, and, like, all the sizing's different and all that, like, oof. Yeah. And I love that you do the custom sizing for the rings, so there's no excuse to not take one home. Yep.
So the complimentary sizing, take care of it, free drop ship to your end location. Since I work with so many people who are visitors, whether it's they're visiting Savannah or they're visiting the galleries wherever, it just makes it clean and simple. Like free sizing, free shipping.
Well, and you have no excuse, right? Yeah. So if you've got a loved one that's getting ready for the holidays and you think, this stone is their jam, you can guess their size.
Yeah.
And if you're wrong, it's no harm, no foul.
Yep. Exactly. So part of that concierge little part that I like. So yeah, I'll always take care of my people, which is good.
It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. What have we not talked about that you want to talk about?
That's a good one. we've talked about how I started. SCAD. The atelier was great. The studio is fun. I'm totally a tool nerd, as we've already said. Let's see. I love the processes. Behind the scenes is especially great. Let's see. Gosh, I don't know. What have we not talked about? Is there anything that's interesting?
I just like when people talk to me about processes. I think it's so much fun, and like listening to somebody that teaches you something about. Well, artists are so solitary, right? Yeah. Like most everybody's by themselves, sitting in a room working on their stuff, and people don't seem to like to share their secrets because of like if you've got a secret method, that's your method, right? So every once in a while, somebody has explained something to me that I would not have considered. You know? Yeah,
I could see that. That's a good, I mean, my process is pretty straightforward. I guess maybe one element that we haven't talked about is my team is cool.
There you go. Because in my head, it's just you, but it's not.
It's not.
You're too big for that.
I'm the face, but like Abby's in the studio right now. She's in there working, which you might hear it a little bit. And so we're the two in the studio, but then I also have two others who are running social media, and they're virtual, so they're out of state. One's in New York, one's in Virginia. All, you know, we're kind of all spread out, but we all work together over Zoom, over Voxer, over like communicate in that kind of a way. Emily writes all of my content, so she's been amazing. Anything written pretty much came from her. Website, everything. Anything visual pretty much came from Gina. So she's in Virginia and she does all the graphics. She does the actual social media posting. I'll pop on there too at times and do different things, but for the most part, they run that completely without me even hardly seeing it at this point.
I mean, that's so
which
nice.
Is so cool.
You can focus on the thing that really matters, and that's the products.
Yeah.
That's the art.
There was a long time that I had to do everything. I was wearing all the hats by myself, literally by myself. But I've been so thankful to have Abby and Gina and Emily like step in over time. And I think we're at 3 years.
Wow.
With Emily
with
and
4
Gina?
like full-time employees. Wow.
Yeah. So
that's good.
That's been pretty cool. Yeah. Over time to really see what flows and how it fits. And I've had to learn how to delegate and not micromanage. Like I don't, it's a whole thing.
Hard for all artists.
Yes. But I think without them, I don't even know where I would be right now. So that team, and then the girls at Paprika Southern, they do all my photos.
I was just about to ask, like, who's your photographer?
So we just wrapped up a shoot a couple weeks ago, a big shoot that'll be coming out soon. I'll just say soon. But I've worked with them. They actually, our first time working together was maybe 2013. So I've been using them for a long time. Any of the like styled photos that you see on social media, anything, they've pretty much taken all of them, and they're a great team. Like I said, we just wrapped up a shoot and it was awesome. We did headshots, we did maker shots, we did custom working together shots, we did personal shopping shots, and then we did like flat lays, which are so much fun. So all the beautiful like styled flat lays, and hopefully those will be out soon. They're in the editing phase right now, which I know Siobhan is up to her eyeballs with editing. But like here's that's one of the new headshots.
And you're so cute.
There's one of the the rings, the classics. So we've got a couple of sneaky peeks, which is so much fun.
So those guys, are they the ones behind the martini glass full of gemstones? Okay, that is one of my favorite photos of all time.
Yes.
Like across all art forms like that.
Yes.
There's a series of photos with all of these beautiful gemstones in a martini glass. And it is just the cutest setup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we basically took my whole gemstone tray. It's a joke now. We always joke about it, but we took it all and put it into the glass and then poured it. Mm-hmm. And they got pictures of them pouring. And then I think after that shoot, it took me forever to sort all the stones back out. But it was whatever it takes for the shot, do whatever you have to do. So then in this shoot, we joked about, we had some diamonds, just loose diamonds, just sprawled out on the page. And it was every time we would move and be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just keeping track of all these diamonds, because we would just but that's part of, Bevan is the stylist part, and then Siobhan does all the photography. But the two of them are an amazing team, and they have such an eye for like, eek, move that stone bloop, right there. Like just a, little teeny tweaks and stuff, but it makes the photos look so good.
It makes a difference. Yeah, like exactly that one cut in the diamond hitting the light just right is the difference between a perfect photo and not.
Yep. So they have been amazing over time, especially our last shoot was in 2023. So it was about 2 years between shoots for this one, but we've been planning for a while. They always know that we'll start planning and then I'll be like, oh gosh, I'm not ready. Can we push it on? So,
well, no, when you nail something so hard as the martini shoot, you don't need one for another 2 years.
Exactly.
Like, come on, man.
Exactly.
They do great.
Yeah. So they do a great job. And then just in general, like my gallery partners, I've had lots of great relationships through that. That's how we met. Yep. And those all develop over time too, Carmen. There's just a lot of good people. I think when you're in business, you just get to know so many people. If you want to, you get to know so many people, and you network and you mentor, or you are mentored, or, just kind of work all the way around, and it keeps it interesting. Like I couldn't imagine myself at a 9-to-5. I just couldn't. I would not love it. I mean, now I work like 8 to 7. I'm like, maybe the 9 to 5.
Worse.
It's worse, but it's better. It's worse, but it's better because that's the beauty of being in business and kind of having a system. I'm like, oh, my son has something I need to go do with him. I can stop. I might make it up at a crazy other hour somewhere here or there. Might be up at 5 a.m. Done that plenty of times. But the flexibility has been wonderful for me, my lifestyle, and what I'm looking for. So I love small business so much.
I get it.
Yeah.
We own one too.
Yes.
Yeah. Making your own schedule is a heck of a game changer, friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Not always easier. Definitely not easier, but
way more stressful when you're the one making the money.
That's true.
Yeah. It's not a corporate that's just like cutting a check that you can count on.
Oh yeah. But in other ways, less stressful.
Yeah.
Or more family friendly. My kids come with me to the shows. It's always funny. We roll up, we're like, we're here. It's just a whole thing. It's a lifestyle.
It is. Mm-hmm.
It's a lifestyle.
All right. So before the holidays hit.
Yes.
Do you have tips for buying jewelry for loved ones, or like, you're an expert. Yeah. Like, do you have guidance for somebody that like maybe doesn't know what they're buying, or like gemstones for birthdays? Is there like a list?
Oh yeah. There's always like the birthstone list. Let's see. December is tanzanite and zircon. They have a couple for December. So those are your December babies. Your January babies are going to be your garnets, and then February is your amethyst. So that's kind of like the next ones that are coming up, which is exciting. I have a lot of different things. I would say I'll give a little shout out to my blog because I have a lot of content on my blog about the birthstones.
Perfect.
And about the months and all the different things, or about like what to look for. So definitely, if anybody's interested in knowing more, my back end blog is got so much going on, and I can send you that link too.
Link in show notes.
Talking about taking care of your jewelry, talking about how to ship jewelry. So if you're, shipping something to somebody, kind of some do's and don'ts, and then things to look out for. There's all kinds of stuff. How to get your finger size, like all different things. So that's on my blog. In terms of the holidays, oh gosh, I mean, I don't know about other designers. I can mainly talk about me, but I would say as you get closer to the holidays, reach out to whoever you're looking to purchase from. People do that with me. They reach out, make sure I can get it done in time. And then we talk about shipping, because shipping, as it gets closer to the holidays, shipping gets a little crazy.
What's an average ship time this time of year?
Oh my gosh. I mean, once it leaves my hands, it can take 1 to 10 days, depending on what kind of shipping. And I watch for like which service is starting to back up faster. So I always am like watching that and really seeing. I have some package stories. Oh my gosh. we will not go into that because that will that's the stressful part. Once it's out of my hands.
FedEx and UPS and USPS giving us all heart attacks.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have a shipping cutoff on your website for people buying?
So we're definitely cutting off about December 17th.
All right.
For shipping things. For local pickups, we're pretty much up until about the 22nd.
Pretty good.
22nd, 23rd for, meet me at Coffee Deli and you can pick it up right there. That's 10 to that tends to be what I do as it leads into the holidays very close.
We get tons of time. So this should air like December 3rd, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know how days work. But
there's like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 week little wiggle room still,
so
hopefully.
once people listen to this, they can sleep on it
Yes.
and then like have time to peruse the website and
Yep.
watch the gemstones and get the FAQs down. And then,
Exactly.
There's no excuse.
Yeah. And then if you miss that, then you can just shoot for Valentine's Day or
True.
spring, Mother's Day, wedding season, whatever holiday you want to have. There's always a holiday. That's how my schedule works. It's like I said, September through December is bananas. January is taxes.
Ugh.
February is rebuilding for March through May, which is chaos. And then May is the new, what do they call it? Maycember. May is chaos and crazy. It's
Why? That's weird, really?
May is the new December. Yeah. It's like crazy. May is just always nuts. And it's like, it rivals December in terms of the business too. Yeah.
I would never have thought that. That's interesting.
And then June is usually like, take a minute. I do a lot of commissions in June. And then July is getting ready for September. So that's my cycle. It just goes round and round.
Oh, so it just never stops.
It just never stops.
That's great. That's the best chaos.
Yeah. So I'm grateful for it. Because there's always something going on. There's always some special projects in the works. I have some really good ones right now too. And then there's always, a season. Because we're in Savannah, there's always tourism, which is great. Like I love the tourists. I appreciate them so much. I mean, they're great. So there's always tourists, and then tourists take it back home, and then it spreads a little bit more. And so there's always a cycle, always a rhythm. My artist self always wishes, like, my ultimate dream would be to like check off every single thing on my to-do list, and that will actually never happen unless I'm dead. So, so I just accept it now, and I'm like, there's always going to be a to-do list, and it will always have things that are not done yet. But that's okay. That's part of always kind of going to the next thing. So
I love that.
yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. I
Thank
love
you.
seeing the studio.
Yay. I'm so glad. It's good to have you here. Thanks for coming, and we'll definitely you can get a little tour before we head out and do all the things. We'll check on your ring too.
Ooh, I'm so happy to be back here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks again to Kristen Baird for sitting down with me to chat and showing me around her studio. In the background, you could hear her assistant working. One of the things she was working on was resizing a ring for me, and it was so quick. So if you live here in Savannah, you don't have any excuse not to shop her stuff for the holidays. If you guessed the wrong size for yourself or your loved one, she can get it resized and back to you quickly after the holidays. Don't forget, this week is First Friday. This Friday, December 5th, from 6 to 8 p.m., go see Phil Mewson at Cute Tomatoes for the opening of Capture/Drift by Dana Richardson and Adrian Birkland. I was thrilled to sit down and chat with Phil for last week's episode. Go check that out if you haven't. Speaking of checking things out, the Savannah channel has gone live. Check out Jude Scrunchy chatting with Seth Thompson on the new YouTube channel. Much like this podcast, this new show shines a spotlight on local Savannah artists, their lives and journeys in regards to their practice. The first episode went live last week on Thanksgiving Day, and I'll add a link to our show notes. Catch me again next week. Instead of bi-monthly episodes, I'm going to keep this train rolling a bit. Next week, we'll have a third episode in a row where I talk to local illustrator Nona Flores. I'll hit you with a bunch of interviews all at once, then disappear for the holidays and get back with you in January to start up a more normal schedule. Until then, have a good week, Savannah. Ivy, you want to say goodbye? Ivy, say goodbye.
Bye.